Joining us now is Mary Matalin, Republican strategist. You know her, you love her, and the author of an upcoming book along with her husband, James Carville, Love and War, 20 Years, 3 Presidents, 2 Daughters, and 1 Louisiana Home. Hi, Mary.
Hi. Oh, my God. I was having a great day. It's a beautiful day here in our nation's capital until I heard that nonsense.
Oh, boy.
Just 3 years they had to set this up. You notice how none of these problems occurred with their vaunted the technology they used for their campaign.
Right.
But I'll tell you what's telling about that, and you already know it. I and you and a number of our colleagues have been saying for almost half a decade now, actually it's been more than half a decade, there is never a mandate for universal health care. This is, and the evidence of that, we not only did the Republicans retake the majority in the House, every blue state senator is running against Obamacare. Obama did not mention it in Virginia when he went in, and Cuccinelli closed the double-digit gap exclusively on Obamacare. It's a loser. It's a stone-cold loser before they even got to these glitches. Now, with the glitches, we had to come up with a new name.
How about disastrous failures?
You know what this is? This is the YK2.
Yeah. Y2K.
Y2K, rather. I'm dyslexic.
No, that's okay.
But it's like
that's KO. Yeah.
You know, I do know this for a fact. When Y2K was approaching, the government then, which party, went crazy trying to make sure that there weren't going to be any glitches. And we were in a we were more fragile technically then. We didn't have the tools that we have now. That this happened is so emblematic of everything that's wrong with progressives. But the essence of it, the only good thing about it is that it gave the blue state senators cover to start complaining about something when they really wanted to complain, and they couldn't really complain about Obamacare without being disloyal to their party and turning off their liberal base. But now they have an excuse to be against it, and none of them were ever for it anyway. I mean, I don't know but what's making me sad about this, Steve, is where are the Republicans? We have a plan, a market-based plan, a competitive plan. It works where it's been tried. It's the Ryan plan. We killed that cradle and the baby during the elections, but we know that it works. It's worked everywhere that it's been tried.
Mary, I ask that question every day, rhetorically, out of my own mouth. I ask the question to guests such as yourself, to Republicans. Where's the plan? Why don't you just pass it? They're just standing back and letting this implode. That's nice. But then the Democrats say, well, where's your plan? And well, we have several. Pass one. Show the public what it is. Keep the things in there that the people like no pre-existing conditions and all that, and say, here's our plan. It's 2 pages long, and let's change to our plan. Instead, they have nothing out there.
Listen, one of my earliest mentors was the great Lee Atwater. And I'm going back for a reason. Poppy Bush wanted me to go in the White House after he won, and then I said, no, I wanted to work at the RNC because Lee was going to be the chairman. So then they said, okay, you can be the political director. I said, no, I want to be the chief of staff because I want to learn how Lee Atwater sees the world strategically. And he made me read 5 books on great generals, from Attila the Hun to Sun Tzu, and they all say the same thing. Depending on your opponent to implode is the worst possible strategy.
Right.
Okay? Never interfere with your enemy when he's in the process of destroying himself. But that doesn't mean count that as your strategy, which we have been doing for successive cycles here, which breaks my heart because the reason nothing has changed for all this cacophony and all this electoral.
Well, who do you blame for that, Mary? Who's to blame for that?
I blame us for not.
But who's us? Is it Boehner? Is it McConnell? Is it both of them? Is it the RNC? Who is it?
It is the absence of a person. It doesn't have to be a person. All right, I will say that the party is and I don't want to paint with a broad brush here, because a number of the party people come from limited government. They were Tea Party before there was Tea Party. I do blame the party and those in the party who are attacking the so-called Tea Party conservatives who were elected, who are doing exactly what they were elected to do. And they're attacking them on tactics. This is never about tactics. It's about ideology. And it's an ideology that not only is the base of our party, it's the base of the country. And it's an ideology that wins elections.
I couldn't agree with you.
It's an ideology that works. If you look at forget the feds. If you look at the governors that won in 2010, everyone tends to overlook the fact that we flipped so many legislative chambers and that we won so many governorships. And in those states where the Republicans have been leading on putting these policies in place based on these principles of limited government, balanced budget, accountable, functional government, their economies are growing in most cases at twice the rate of the national
You're
economy.
right, Mary. I got less than a minute and a hard break, so let me ask you this: shame on on Christie for not going to campaign for Ken Cuccinelli, and shame on the RNC for not doing more.
I'm not. That we lost by a hair's. You know, I don't say anything about Christie. When you're running in your state, you got to stay in your state, even though he was going to win. And I'm not sure how popular he would have been. I think everybody could have done more, including Cuccinelli, who was mum on abortion, on life. We're life. And the albatross on him was the Republican Party having raised
enough
taxes.
money.
If we don't work on our own issues, who's going to turn out for us?
Absolutely. Mary, we'll have you back soon when the book comes out. Thank you very much.
You too. Go fight.
All right, Mary Matalin, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Malzberg Show.